Hello, everybody. David Shuster here. Trump White House spokesperson Karoline Leavitt has often been described as an obnoxious and unhinged liar whose affect is like fingernails on a chalkboard. Well, Leavitt just underscored all of that again. At a White House press briefing, a New York Times reporter asked about the Trump son-in-law Jared Kushner and his role in Mideast peace negotiations. That's a region in which Kushner has made enormous wealth for himself.
How did the White House decide that it is appropriate for Jared Kushner to be working on matters that involve Qatar, the UAE, and Saudi Arabia, three countries that combined have given him more than $2.5 billion for his investment firm?
I think it's, frankly, despicable that you're trying to suggest that it's inappropriate for Jared Kushner, who is widely respected around the world and has great trust in relationships with these critical partners in these countries, to strike a 20-point comprehensive detailed peace plan that no other administration would ever be able to achieve.
No other administration would be able to achieve? Camp David Accords between Israel and Egypt? Wye River Memorandum between Israel and the PLO? I could go on and on. Other non-Trump administrations have achieved far bigger peace deals in the Middle East than the one the Trump administration recently proposed but has not gotten signed yet. But never mind Leavitt's lies and all of that. The question was about why the Trump administration and the White House felt it was appropriate for Jared Kushner to be working on deals in a region where he has vast personal financial interests. Leavitt could have calmly said, well, the White House saw no conflict of interest and decided that Kushner's contacts were important. But instead, Leavitt went on a tirade accusing the reporter of being despicable. Perhaps Leavitt was projecting her own feelings about herself.
And so Jared is donating his energy and his time to our government, to the President of the United States, to secure world peace. And that is a very noble thing. And this is a peace plan that has not just been accepted by Israel, but it has been applauded by Muslim and Arab countries around the world. It has been applauded by European leaders around the world.
But as of this White House press briefing, the key group that had not accepted the plan is Hamas. And without Hamas, there's no deal, no matter how much the rest of the world likes the proposal. Karoline Leavitt often seems incapable of thoughtfulness and self-awareness. Instead, she is the shrill robot or North Korean propaganda newsreader who mistakes speed and decibels for persuasiveness. Good grief. Now, back to Jared Kushner, his conflicts of interest, and the sleazy and possibly corrupt approach of his Middle East business partners are again on display. Electronic Arts, the huge and influential U.S. video game company, is currently privately held by U.S. owners. But that may soon change. Rachel Maddow at MSNBC has more.
Today, EA announced that they are going private. Private entities are ponying up $55 billion to buy EA. And those private entities include Saudi Arabia, and also a firm run by President Trump's son-in-law, Jared.
That's right. Jared Kushner is trying to help his friends and business partners in Saudi Arabia buy Electronic Arts. Given that EA is an American company, the U.S. government has to approve it being bought by the Saudis. The Trump administration is going to consider a deal involving the president's son-in-law. Well, just because of the family connection, the deal will almost certainly be approved. That is how the Trump White House operates, as we've seen. But to add even more sleaze to all of this, the Saudis are adding into the equation something that one could describe as a bribe to the Trump family and their real estate business, the Trump Organization.
Donald Trump's real estate company has simultaneously, just now, also received the sign-off to build a huge new luxury building complex in Saudi Arabia. They are calling it Trump Plaza in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. It's like $1 billion deal for the Trump Organization, and it happens to have been approved right at the same time that Saudi Arabia is going to be seeking permission from the Trump administration to buy one of the biggest media companies in America, along with the president's son-in-law.
The Saudis are clearly not stupid. They want to buy Electronic Arts, so they add Jared Kushner to the deal to help get Trump administration approval. And the Saudis deliver what one might call a bribe by suddenly approving $1 billion expenditure for a Trump building in Saudi Arabia. Now, greasing the palms and bribery may be standard operating procedure for Saudi Arabia and other countries in the Middle East, but in the United States, our government and our White House, at least until Trump, has had clear rules and protocols about conflicts of interest. Under Trump and his self-enriching family, conflicts of interest have been obliterated. The New York Times reporter in the White House press briefing didn't say that. He simply asked about Jared Kushner's conflicts. But the angry, unhinged response from Karoline Leavitt speaks volumes. This is a White House that has no rational, calm, or compelling explanation for Jared's deals or the Trump Organization real estate arrangements. All the Trump White House can do is offer shrill, loud, and wild fact-free claims. Instead of thoughtful discussions based on reality, the Trump White House spews delusions and obnoxious outbursts at the media. That is not governance. It is a carnival freak show, only at the Trump midway, everybody's getting their cut of the illicit cash, except for the American people who keep getting ripped off. By the way, U.S. military generals are trashing Donald Trump's recent speech to U.S. military leaders summoned to Virginia from all over the world.
When I first started listening to the speech, I found my mouth open. I just couldn't believe some of the things that were being said to this group of individuals who have such experience.
Check out that video at the link below. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.